And today we're reacting to Andrew Tate versus Bonnie Blue Gets Wild Part 2. This is the part 2 to my reaction. Yesterday I literally said, hey, if y'all want me to continue this reaction, you know, watch some more of this. Now again, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. I might skim through, maybe there's a part 3 if y'all want it. Maybe we just end it right here at this one. We get some more funny little talk. All right, pull up to the stream. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and today is Monday at about 5 or 6 p.m. Maybe a little bit later today because I gotta go get my tab. Like I said, let's do it.
That's just understanding the world, right?
Do you think this is a positive message for society?
I'm not here giving any messages. I am a commentator, sir.
I'd say if anything, it's factual.
A commentator give messages.
I'm a commentator, sir. I see the I'm not playing football. I'm commentating on the game. That's all I'm doing.
And people are listening to you.
Well, they're listening to me commentate. I'm telling everyone how it works.
Everything we've said you'd learn in history at school. Everything we're saying is factual. It's not. We're not
what
just
would you
saying.
learn in history?
Everything weird. Hold on, buddy. You're taking a little bit of credit. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying much. You're talking about we. You're not saying much. You're kind of we're this is more of a laughing at you, not with you scenario. We're hearing what you're saying, but you know, trust me. We're just listening. Just know that.
At school about.
Well, I didn't really listen too much at school, but yeah, I learned at school that people had their head shaved.
Yeah.
Like you learn about what happened at the war, and that happened. That's factual. You didn't ever learn at school, oh, the women went to war. No, of course they didn't. They stayed at home. They cooked. They had the house ready. Like so, it stayed the same. Everything
Rob,
we're saying is factual.
Yeah, like Rob, what have I said that's incorrect? And the reason I'm saying all these things is to highlight how it's awfully hypocritical for anybody in modern Western society, anybody who believes in women's liberation, anyone who believes women should be allowed to vote, anyone who believes in women are allowed to lead a country, anyone who listens to their wife's stupid opinions on anything, to give Bonnie a second of hard time. Because it's all the same thought pattern. It's all the same thought process. If you're a man who says, I have a wife and we got married when she was a virgin and she doesn't vote and she obeys me absolutely and I'm the king of this household, then maybe you could have an opinion. But if you're going to sit there and go, oh, my wife has a past, but I love her anyway, then fucking shut the fuck up. And that's 99% of men. Rob, do you understand that about 3 times a week I see a woman I've plowed get married on Instagram? Do you understand? I see it. I see the man walking down the aisle holding her hand, doing the whole humiliation ritual. I see the whole thing. He got on one.
That was violent. That was a violent thing to say. Do you understand? I see women I plowed getting married. That is violent, bro. And it's tough, man, because that's not like, it ain't nothing to think about. I mind you, this is coming from somebody who, you know, I've let y'all into my life. I met my girl. I'm the only man my woman has been with. You know, I met my girl very, you know, real young. You feel me? Like, I met her when we were 19, all of high school. She really wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And then as soon as she came out of high school, the first person she got with was me. The first person she, like, you know, had a romantic relationship was me. So it's kind of like I have opinions on shit, but, you know, I'll say this. I don't feel as if your woman being with other men, that's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how life goes. Now, would we all possibly prefer that we had a woman that the only person they've been with was us? Probably. Like, you know, we probably would all rock with that, but I don't think that's, it's just, I don't think that's nothing to really be thinking too much about. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she's been, now the real question is the amount of people that she's been with. If she's been with a monstrous amount of men that can all say, damn, she finally got married, we all got to, at least we all got to get right before. You don't want nobody saying, damn, my favorite eater got married. You don't want nobody saying that. It'd be a old woman. But a woman having relations with some men at some point, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, y'all find each other in love, and sometimes that's how it goes. That's how life is, bro. That's how life is sometimes, my nigga.
One knee. And I just watched it. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, though.
No, but there is.
But why? Like,
because I know what happened that night.
But people
so
have
it is.
fucked.
Well, aren't you under investigation for things like that?
Give a fuck. But the point is this. If that man's gonna go, everyone has a past, then who is he to comment on anything else? Because her past was me, sir.
So are all of your girlfriends virgins before you?
Well, here's where you have to, as a man, do your best to find a woman, if you want to take her seriously, with as little history as possible, if that's the kind of thing that bothers you.
And does it bother you?
Well, it depends.
I mean, surely your best place to go then is high school.
Well, we have to be careful. I'm under investigation here. But it depends because there's different categories of women. Mm-hmm. Right?
And you see what she said? So you must be going after high school. Because, and again, I told y'all my situation. I got with my girl right when we got out of high school. I was the nigga that was going crazy in high school. She was just doing her thing, going to school or whatever, and that was it, right? So it's kind of like that's when we met. You know what I'm saying? We both the same age though. Nigga, we talking about when niggas start trying to settle down, start choosing a woman, it's later. What, you gonna go get you a girl right out of high school? Whoa. We need to watch that person. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't make that investment early like that, you know what I'm saying? You are okay with being with that, and that's fine. I'm trying to bring out it's okay. Andrew Tate he's on the extreme other side of shit.
Everything in life is actually fine if you keep everything in the right place. If you use a fork for forking and a spoon for spooning, everything's fine. It only gets confusing when you try and mix the two up. All men love whores. Men love whores.
We've got good technique.
Of course. Any man who sits there and says...
Do you love whores then?
Any man who says he doesn't love whores is a fucking liar.
So you love whores?
Well, if I'm on a boat in Miami, I don't want
Would you
nuns.
prefer a blowjob with your teeth or the mouth? You need someone with experience.
Well, if you...
Shut up for a second. Shut up.
Well, if you want girls who are just a good time, they're not going to be that emotionally invested. They're probably going to be sluts. If you're going to go to a party with 20 women, you want women who are just a good time. Good time women are hoes, and men love hoes. But men want the dichotomy because we want our cake and eat it. We want a wife, and we want hoes, and we want both. It only gets confusing for a man when he puts them in the wrong category. What will happen is a man will meet a hoe, fall in love with her because he can't control himself, and then try and say, oh, no, she's wifey because he's in love with her because he's an idiot. But if you're me and you can sit and go, okay, that one's a good one. She's wifey. Those are the hoes. They're this. And you just keep everything in its right place. It's fine.
So Bonnie's a hoe.
I don't want to insult Bonnie Blue.
You can't insult me.
I mean, you called her a hoe when I last talked to you.
No, I said she was a whore. And
I said, what's the difference between a hoe and a whore?
Well, there is a big difference because whores get paid. And whores are actually a much higher social standing than a hoe. Because hoes are fucking dumb and they're doing it for free.
Yeah.
Whores make money.
This nigga is funny, boy. I ain't gonna lie. The nigga is funny. He's funny, bro. Because that's true. That's true.
So I think she's a whore.
I didn't know that difference.
Well, now you do.
Now I do.
I always say people can call me a prostitute, slut, slag, whore, whatever. I don't care. Like, you just can't insult me. Like, I own it. Whatever word you want to call me, whether you
But
say
it's not even insulting. It's just a factual description.
Yeah.
It's a factual description.
Yeah, it's not an insult. So it is an insult? Because you are that. You the one saying 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. It's not an insult. It's what it is. It's what it is.
Turns me on.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
By the time you finish calling me a whore, I'm going to leave this chair with a wet patch.
Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
She be straight face too. She don't chuckle for real. Like, she's straight face with this shit.
I have that effect anyway. But the point I'm making here is, any man who sits and goes, "Oh, I hate whores, I hate hoes," that's all a fucking lie. There's scenarios in which they're very welcome and very liked, but there's scenarios in which they're not. So everyone has their standing in life. Everyone has their place in life.
Yeah.
Bonnie, even I would argue, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but you can correct me. Bonnie will have sex with one man, or have sex with a certain type of man, or have sex with whoever, but she'd marry a different type of man. To marry someone is different than having sex with someone. You wouldn't just marry anyone, would you? You'd have to kind of like him.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be completely different. Like, I generally have sex with anyone of legal age, but if I'm thinking of marriage, it's completely different.
Okay, so even in Bonnie's mind, there are people she treats a certain way and respects in a certain way, and there's people she has sex with without any emotional attachment. Yeah. That's exactly how it is as a man. There's a woman you'll treat a certain way and have a certain amount of people.
For sure. When I was when I was in the streets moving around doing whatever I do, right? The way that I would decipher is if this girl, what certain things she said, as well, you know what I'm saying? So my ears are open, as well as if you let me do things, have relations fast. You know what I'm saying? If you let me have relations quick, right? Like, and it wasn't no work. I didn't have to. Oh, I know where to put you. You know what I'm saying? It's the other places where it's like, oh, I take you serious. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm letting y'all into my personal life. My girl and I remember the day when I tried to do that. She was like, no, I never done that before. I said, oh, I had to immediately respect that. You feel me? And when I did that step back, she time went on. We kept hanging out, things like that. For a while, it wasn't happening. You feel me? And then one day it happened, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is my girl. And now we've been together for going on 9 years now.
Feeling foreigners, women, you just fuck. That's it. So everything's actually fine. Men saying they hate whores and they hate all this, that's all a fucking lie. Men love whores in the right scenario.
Right.
So you're asking me, my girlfriends. Well, I mean, it depends. If you catch me on a boat, if you catch me on my yacht with 25 women, are they all virgins? Fuck no. But do I have children from some virgins? Yes.
If you ever host a virgin party, count me in.
How would you get into a virgin party?
Well, no, but I'd be there to take the virginities. I'm obsessed with it.
Why are you obsessed with taking boys'
Oh my
virginities?
God.
Well, just like how Andrew likes 18-year-olds.
Wait. Okay. Careful now.
Sorry, should I go
I'm
younger?
under investigation. What I have said.
Andrew, 18 is a legal age. I don't know what you class as legal.
No,
but
18 is legal. You're right.
Yeah.
But the reason, actually, and it's interesting you said this, but
This is odd. These are two odd people. Let's not forget. 18. These are grown people. So they like 18. They like when they fresh. Ugh. As a grown up, fresh at you. She's 18. You 19. I even give it to a nigga. You 20. You know what I'm saying? 21. It starts to get a little okay. You know, 21, 18. But I've seen it happen and everything. She was mature and whatever. 22. It's starting to get a little scary. She's 18. You know, 23, and then it starts to get more and more going forward.
the reason men prefer younger women is because they have less history. That's why.
Yeah.
The average 22-year-old has lived less life than the average 30-year-old. That's why men prefer younger women in general. But sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just clarifying because everything gets clip farmed, and before you know it, I'm back in handcuffs.
So not 18, 19. But I'd happily take an 18-year-old on their birthday. Like
Why?
closer to 18.
See, a girl can say that and she's going to be okay legally. She's not going to get any backfire. She'll be okay. We can all say, y'all know the videos, the predators that we accept, that I'd be reacting to. Yeah, it's so sick and it's so nasty. She'll be all right. That's how this goes. This is the double standard, one of the double standards, the many double standards of the world.
I just want them, to be young, innocent. I want to strip them from that. I want to
steal
take their
their
innocence. I want to watch
Like
their
Shang
toes curl up as they come for the first time from a girl. Like, I love that. And I also think it's educational. So I'm obsessed
How's
with
it
it.
educational?
You think about sex education at school. It's from a middle-aged teacher that's not been laid. And they basically say you have sex or you're probably going to die from an STD. There's no information. If anything, they should whip up one of my DVDs, put it on screen and show, look, that's how the dick enters the pussy. This is how you get a girl wet. There's none of that. So me having sex with them shows this is a woman's body. Yes, a woman's, Andrew, not trans. And
I don't think you're trans.
and
We'll come to that.
they don't know how to pleasure a girl. They've not touched a girl. They've just watched videos, online where they're slapping, they're choking, they're hair pulling. And then they go to do it on a woman or a girl for the first time.
That's
She's
terrible.
probably going to cry rape for the next day.
Yeah, you're probably going to get a criminal charge of that. You're probably going to
Yeah.
get sued if that happens this day.
Probably talk from experience there, but like with me, I love educating them. Like they've never fingered a girl before. They've never.
Hey, she just went crazy.
You
learn what
educate
they
your
like.
guys when you sleep with them.
Not all the time. Some of them are in their 80s and their wife's dead. Like they've been having sex for years, but some of them are 18 and haven't lost their virginity. They haven't been having sex. So I love lying
Imagine the first woman you lose your virginity to, Bonnie Blue.
there and saying, look, do whatever you want to me, trial and error. And if anything, I'm protecting women because then the next girl they sleep with, they know how to choke properly, they know how to slap, they know how to fuck, and they know how to pleasure her. And also I give them such a safe environment. Like I mean, if you had an 18-year-old son, would you send him to me on his 18th birthday?
No.
Okay, so your son will probably lose his virginity after going to a club. He's probably been drinking. The girl might have done drugs. They then go back to some hotel or parents' house.
I don't think
whatever.
I'm raising him that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
but regardless.
What about if he falls in love and loses his virginity to someone he loves?
And what?
Right. Yeah, well, your son's probably gonna. Hold on. That's not how I lost my virginity. It was at a club. And I don't know what normal life looks like to you. I know a lot of my partners, when they tell me their V-card stories when we was young coming up, it didn't go like that.
What if the world becomes a really happy place? You're talking, it's unrealistic. When people lose their virginity, it's probably after a night out.
So it's more realistic I send my son to you.
Yeah.
Who slept with 1,000.
Are you saying, Rob, that your children are going to do what you want? Is
on
that
your
what you're trying to
18th,
say?
on his 18th
Because
birthday,
they're independent people, Rob.
They are.
No, they can
They
make their
Now
own
he's
decisions,
controlling.
Rob.
They
Don't
can.
come out with that crap.
I think my kids are. You don't have kids, and I think my kids are older than your kids. So de facto, I think I've got a bit more experience in being a dad. Because everyone talks about how it is until their kids actually do disobey them, which they do.
No, they won't.
Right, Rob, on your son's 18th birthday, I'll be stood on the driveway with a balloon and a happy birthday card. I'll take his virginity, but I'll take him to a safe, controlled environment. I'm not going to cry rape the next day. I'm STD tested. I can educate him on a body. So the next girl he sleeps with, because if that's the girl he falls in love with, she's going to want a good shag. She's going to want to be pleasured. She's want to walk away from him and go, fuck, that was good. Yeah, I want to see him again. I want to stay loyal to him because he was amazing in the bedroom.
Rob, you should do it.
Do you really believe this?
Rob, you should do it. Rob, do it. Send your son to Bonnie Blue for his soul to be snatched away. This is just a soul demon. This is a semen demon.
Send your son to Bonnie, age 18, birthday.
I don't need to, but you need to.
I don't need to.
Yes, you do.
Are you judging me,
Yeah,
Andrew?
of course. I'm just saying that, like.
Andrew, I do father and son as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
No thanks. But
Brother and brother?
No,
Bit of double
no way.
penetration?
No way.
Well, you need to find out if I'm trans. I think you and your brother, double penetration, then you'll know the truth.
okay, first things first. You're not trans, and I knew you weren't trans. 100%.
Is that because you've had multiple wanks?
No, it's just 100%.
Or is that because you left this at my last event? Oh, you don't want to touch it? I thought you might be thirsty. You want to rinse it for cum?
Bonnie?
What are you doing?
Bonnie, I knew you weren't trans. However,
Yeah.
I would argue that a lot of the men who fuck you are gay.
No, it can be intimidating though for guys.
No, it's not about intimidation. They are gay.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, because
Their dick is entering a pussy.
there's too much male DNA all around that scenario. The reason I find female promiscuity, by and large, for my personal sexual appetite, quite disgusting, is because I don't like the thought of other men anywhere near what I'm gonna fuck. I'm so not gay that I don't like that there have been men there.
Except if you're on a boat with 25 of them.
Well, if that's whoreland. If you're in whoreland, it's whoreland. You
So
don't
that's
care.
the fork box, not the spoon box.
I guess you could argue that, yes.
Okay.
My point is, if I was going to take a woman seriously, the idea of another man being near her, I find repulsive. And I find it repulsive.
But these niggas aren't talking about being with Bonnie Blue, though. They're not talking about being with her. They're just trying to get their shit off. I don't think these niggas are gay. Maybe some of them. But I don't think they're gay.
Because the idea of the man repulses me by and large.
Yeah.
Any man who's happy to have sex with that many other men, when there's that much other male DNA in the room, I would argue has a streak of homosexuality to some degree. I would argue that those men are gay. Now, you're not trans, but I don't think a straight man wants to fuck a pussy that's had 10 dicks in it, or 20 dicks in it, or 50 dicks in it.
What about 1,057?
Well, I don't know. Maybe these men are just bi, or I don't know. Maybe they're desperate. You can argue.
Andrew Tate, Bonnie Blue collab.
Lots of things.
See, I don't agree, but I do get where you're coming from. Like some of these guys, especially 6 hours in, they come to me. The floor's like an ice rink. There's that much cum on there. My face, I'm barely recognizable. Like my hair is slicked back. My eyes are full of cum. Like my whole body is so slippery from cum. And yet they still come, they kiss me, they touch me. And I think, fuck, what if they don't want to touch me because I'm covered in another guy's cum? And when I do the gangbangs and there's a lot of men together, I have security in that room. A lot of people assume that security's for me. It's not. It's for the other guys, because I'm always concerned, like, fuck, if another guy comes and it hits another guy, I don't want a fight to break out. I don't want them to be like, oh, that's gay, don't touch me. So there's always security when I do these events, but it's predominantly for the guys because I'm scared a fight's going to break out because they think it's gay.
And you respect this profession.
I understand the profession. The profession has been around for a very long time. I respect the honesty, actually, what I said. But yeah, I think the men who turn up to these events are gay by and large. I think they're at least
He's standing on that.
Because I think that if you're a straight man, you don't really want to be near other kind of men's genitals. And time, in and of itself, we should resurrect Einstein and get him in this conversation. He'll tell you more about it than me. But, you know, time's all happening at once, they say. And that, you know, it's not linear like we believe. And there's another dimension where everything happens at once. Have you seen Interstellar?
Yes.
Cool. So if you fuck her after she's been fucked, you're fucking her the same time she is being fucked, and the dick is in there with your dick, and it's all happening in one big fucking time warp of jizz.
Is that
and it's better if you're just nowhere near it. If you just
But
don't
this
go anywhere near
conversation
it.
is getting me really wet.
Well, this is the thing. Well, I'm sure that when I see your next event, time warp of jizz, I expect a cut. But so for me, you know, women say,
This is disgusting.
this. Oh yeah, but it was before I met you. I don't give a fuck if it was before you knew my name. You got fucked, and that's disgusting, and that offends me now. You cheated on me before I met you. That is terrible.
Is that not your insecurity?
Well, that's a perfect word. So people call it insecurity. You got onto my point. It's almost like you can read my mind, Rob. People call it insecurity. They say,
If you've
well,
got 1 inch, the other guys are going to have bigger dicks.
well, people call it insecurity, and people call it lots of things. But truthfully, what it is heterosexuality. And any of these men who go, oh yeah, I don't mind her being covered in cum, they need to.
That's crazy. Now, listen. I agree in a place of, in the place of like certain things happening, right? I don't want to, if I ever find out, if I'm with a woman, and I ever find out that seed was plastered upon her face or things like that, it's going to make me look at you different. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some other guys might not. But there's just certain things. It's not just like, oh, you had sex? Oh, man, I could never. Hell no. It's things that like, oh, you was doing like these things. I don't know how it could ever come out. Hopefully she's lady enough to not disclose that information. But certain things will make me also will look like you like I look at a woman like, oh hell no, nah, I could never. But that's the only guy that she's been with. They'd be like, mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? So I get what he's saying, but not from the magnitude of, oh yeah, she just has relations, period. Now, if she has relations with many men, that's different.
Take a long, hard look in the mirror and probably get an AIDS test because they're gay. And that's fine. I mean, some people are gay. But you can be gay. You can have gay sex with a woman. Of course you can. I mean, the point of having sex with a woman is to get her pregnant. By and large. I'd argue that being horny in general is kind of gay. To be like, I'm so horny. Like, I'm a full-grown man. I'm so horny. I'm so horny. Like, who?
Yeah, but to me, gay's fucking another guy. It's
No.
sticking their dick in
Gay's
their
doing
ass.
gay shit, bro. Gay.
Being horny is gay. Being horny is gay. How do you not get horny?
Having sex with a woman without the intention of impregnating her. Having sex with a woman who's covered in cum. Fucking all this is just gay sex. It's all gay. Have sex with a woman and have a child.
What, so you only have sex on ovulation day?
It's not about that, but there has to be a
Okay, so you're
chance.
gay.
There has to be a chance of a child arriving.
But what about on your boat with 25 hoes?
Right. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Who says I even fuck them? You think, Rob? This is what I mean. You're so trapped in the matrix. You're so trapped in the matrix.
I think you're judging me, Andrew.
No, you think
You know
think
I'm not
I'll get
trapped
20
in the. You know I'm not trapped in the
You
matrix.
think I'll get 25 whores on a boat and then be like, yeah, let me fuck them? No, I just want 25 whores on my boat because it's like I want whores on my boat. I want trees in my forest. Like they're just there because I've got a boat. I've got a boat and there's women on my boat and they're all beautiful and everyone's jealous of me while I sit there, and even though they all annoy me and I don't even want to fuck them, I just sit on my laptop. But that's just life. It's not even about fucking them. It's not about the sex. You're thinking about sex. This is beyond sex. Nothing to do with sex.
Unless you're only having sex in ovulation, then you're gay. Because then that's the only way a girl's conceiving really is around ovulation.
Well, my point is,
Okay, Bonnie. Bonnie, dap me up. Dap me up, Bonnie. That's one of the few ones. It's one of the few ones right there, Bonnie. Dap me up, because we getting this nigga in his bullshit right now.
That if there is a slight chance, and there's always a chance.
Very, very slim, though.
Okay, but if there's a chance...
So, okay, you're 50% gay.
If there's a chance of a baby...
Yeah.
Then I would argue that that is pretty heterosexual sex, because heterosexual sex leads to babies. What is the differentiator between heterosexual and homosexual sex? The primary differentiator between the two is offspring. So if you're having sex that cannot possibly lead to offspring in any way, that is gay sex.
This is, this isn't relevant, but Bonnie strikes me as the person that's like, she doesn't get scared. Like, if she said, so you're 50% gay, if Andrew were to get up, like, say Andrew got offended by that, right? And he got up and he was he stood over her, was gonna punch her or something. Or let's say somebody was gonna ran up on Bonnie to rob her or something. Bonnie doesn't strike me as the type to be like, oh my God, oh, he's trying to, none of that. Bonnie strikes me as the type she's gonna sit there and be like, go ahead. Like, that's how you know Bonnie seen some shit, or is some type of demonic entity, or yeah, just one of the two, that if danger came, like I said, if Andrew Tate got mad right then and was like, you gonna call me gay? I wouldn't imagine she put her hands up and be like, I'd imagine she looked at it like as he's yelling and look at him dead in his shit. She doesn't strike me as the type to get scared of shit. And that scares me.
Yeah, but who's...
If you're fucking a girl in the ass, you're gay. Why? If you're turning up with a condom and fucking a woman on birth control, you're gay.
Do you do anything for pleasure? Do you do anything just for fun,
If you're a white
Andrew?
man who gets his fucking balls cut open, I know white boys who voluntarily get vasectomies. They voluntarily have their dick chopped to pieces just to make sure they don't accidentally have a beautiful child. Like, how fucking gay can you be? This is all gay sex. If I have sex, there's a chance of a kid. That's the life I live. That's the man I am. If the kid comes as a blessing from God, good. If no kid comes, fine. That's how it is. But if you were to say to me, Andrew, you can come have sex here, and there's no chance of there ever being a kid. It's just for fun.
There's always a
I would
chance,
say,
though.
sorry, I'm not gay.
Condoms aren't 100% reliable. So that day, someone did have a 0.01% chance of impregnating me.
Yeah, but they're trying to not have a kid.
Well, how do you know? Did you ask him?
Well, if you have a condom on, you're trying not to have a kid.
Who said I didn't put a pin in it?
The man putting the condom on his dick is trying to not have a kid. The realest nigger there would turn up and say, listen, I'm going to impregnate him.
What? Wait. Did I? Hold on. I know I did not just... What the...
Putting the condom on his dick is trying to not have a kid. The realest nigger there would turn up.
What? I'm sorry, what?
And say, listen, I'm going to impregnate him, Bonnie Blue. You all keep the condoms on. Fuck it. I'm having a baby out of this bitch because I ain't fucking for free. So let me get a kid at least. I mean, you got money to look after it. You can just block you on WhatsApp. You can raise it.
That's how Andrew Tate is coming. He's so, I don't give a fuck about nothing. The realest hard are there. Okay.
That's free progeny.
Wow.
These people ain't thinking right.
Do you do anything just for fun?
Loads of stuff.
Like what?
And the way nobody batted an eye, like that shit, that was crazy.
But I don't think running around, I mean, maybe when I was younger, but I'm an old man now. I'm old. I'm 38. I really have no interest in fucking dead puss. You know when girls sit and say, I'm on birth control. Disgusting. Vile. There's nothing more disgusting than a bitch on birth control.
Yeah, but I think it's
dead
disgusting if women get pregnant and they can't afford to look after that kid, or they end up in a council house.
This
on
nigga's
benefits, and
psycho.
yet that kid has a shit life.
This is good. Bonnie,
Well,
this
that's
is
good.
This nigga's psycho.
No, let me explain.
We're gonna run out of beans.
No, let me explain. This is a great thing. Feminism's led us here, and we've voted.
What I respect about him is that he has a response and a breakdown and a thought process behind everything. It's not just, oh, I don't know. He has a thought process about everything. That's what I respect about this nigga. But he be saying some wild ass shit.
Voted to let in all these migrants, and all these migrants turn up and rape the state. Look, I've got hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
If I got a woman pregnant and she annoyed me, I'd say, yeah, call the council. Fuck you. Let's just rape the state like everyone else does. I'm brown enough. I'm black enough. I can do it. Put her in Marsh Farm Luton, where I'm from. Be fine.
You wouldn't do that.
Who gives a fuck?
You wouldn't do that.
Who
Yeah, but that's your
cares?
kid.
She better text me respectfully. She can be rich. If she texts me beef, I'll be like, call the council, get a council house, whatever. Let's have kids. Let's just all live off the government. This is feminism. Because you don't live off the government if you have a husband. They don't want husbands. And they don't want husbands. Women want to get married, but they don't want husbands. They want to get married like Sex in the City style. You know, like you fuck a million men, then you get married to some really rich guy who lets you do whatever you want. Then you have an affair with the gardener, and then you spend all his money, and then somehow you're still the victim. That's the kind of marriage they want.
That's
they
most
don't
women's
wanna,
dream.
That's right. They don't actually want to be wives, because wives are obedient, and wives are quiet, and wives listen. All women say this. I want to marry you, I want to marry you. Wait till you're in an argument with them and read their messages and go, this is why I will never marry you. This is why I will never marry you. I read their messages and they don't realize that they've ruined their chance forever. I cannot marry you because of how you talk. A wife doesn't do this. I've told you to be quiet 3 times.
What are you going to
And
do?
here you
Say,
are.
go and get on that naughty corner.
That's right.
That naughty
So
step.
women don't want to be wives. They want to just get married, which means that the whole familiar structure is broken. Once the family structure is broken, who has to take the place? Government. Think about this. In Romania, we have no mental health care. Why are there no mental people or out in the streets? Family. We have no forced child support. Why are women not starving to death? Family. We have no disability care. Why are people not sitting on the streets with no legs? Family. Family does so much work. In the West, we have no family. So the government has to come along and offer mental health care, disability care, forced child support. The government has to do it because of feminism. So what I'm saying is if women don't want to get married to men anymore and they all want to listen to the fucking government, then the government can raise the motherfucking kids. Fine. Rob, you put 4 women in front of me, all different flavors. You give me Indian, Chinese, black, white, whatever. And you say you fuck them all and have a kid out of all of them and they'll all be raised on council estates around England. I'd say, no problem. Why not? Why the fuck not? If they're real niggers, they'll survive.
If you don't feel guilty, that's half it's your child.
Why would I feel guilty?
Because
How
that's
I was
your
raised.
child, it's your DNA.
Of course, and if the woman's nice to me and says, Andrew, I'm tired of living in Runcorn.
But
Can I come live in
kids
Dubai
shouldn't-
in a mansion? I'll say, of
Yeah.
course, my dear.
Then perhaps the kids have to take the hit
then
of
if
it.
she annoys me, if she's like, oh, I'm here in Dubai and you left me by myself and you're with all these other women, who are all these whores on your boat?
Kill, take
Then I'll
the
be like,
kid
bitch,
off
go
her.
back to Runcorn.
Take the kid off her.
No, I'm not going to take the kid off her. She can keep the kid. Just pay the
Yeah, but
money.
it's your DNA.
Yeah, of course. And my DNA is survivor DNA.
But and
Survivor
you've got
bias.
a proper wife.
If I
That
have
other wife
50
will take
kids,
that
at least
kid.
5 of them will be real niggas. I don't need to further.
Oh my God. What's up with gang? Hold on, man. What's up with gang? Why is that his thing? Is it Andrew Tate black? No, Andrew Tate is not black. His father is Emery Tate, was African American. His mother is white. Oh, okay, so he's black. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. He said I have survivor DNA. That's a crazy way to think about that shit though. That nigga's like, oh, take the kid. I have survivor DNA. He'll be all right. That's crazy.
The 45. Look, it's survival of the fittest out here. This is how it works.
Wow.
This is how my brain works.
Yeah.
But you're saying I don't know why.
This guy, he's crazy, y'all. This nigga's crazy. He's crazy. He's funny. He has says some good things sometimes that could help people. But if you were to live by what he do every single day and have his mindset and thought process, it would not be the same for you as well as it would end bad for you. You gotta grab some things he says with a grain of salt and throw the rest away. Put it in an incinerator.
We're going to sit here and create the logic fail of pretending it is wrong for a government to raise the children when that was a man's job, when men have had all of their authority removed. You want us to have the responsibility of a woman, the responsibility of a family, the responsibility of children, the responsibilities with none of the authority. You can't tell a woman what to do. You can't tell her to be quiet. You can't tell your kids off. You can't tell her not to suck dick. You can't tell her not to go out with her friends. If you do any of that, it's emotionally coercive behavior. That's a criminal charge in England. If you tell your own wife not to go to the pub and fuck, you're the criminal.
Oh, you're so controlling.
That's
you
right.
Let me do stuff.
But I'm still responsible? No. Looks like the government has more power than me. So if you want to play this game and take all of my authority away as a man, you want to reduce me to nothing more than a tax slave, well, then I'm going to play your game back at you. I have no authority, so I have no responsibility. I will look after children, and I will look after the women who give me absolute authority over their lives, who say, yes, sir, anything you say, sir, I trust what you believe in the world. I trust you're guiding us. I trust you to take care of us. Yes, sir. Those women are driving Bentleys currently, living in mansions currently. And the women who say, I don't want to listen to you, I want to do what I want, are currently in council houses. And I have kids with all of them. And I don't give a fuck. Because this is my masculine imperative, to impregnate. And when I die, no matter what you think of me, no matter what anyone thinks of me, no matter what anyone watches this, has a bad problem with me, whatever, I get to die with 100 children. I win. I had 100 kids. I was one of the most famous men on the planet, made hundreds of millions of dollars, spent a little time in jail, whatever. I win. Great life. Genghis Khan. There's men out there who go, oh no, do you know I've got my 2 kids, that's enough. That's your choice. To me, it sounds like failure. Perma-failure. And
the way this nigga thinks of himself, bro. Now, that's another thing I admire, is the way the nigga thinks of himself. You know what I'm saying? That level of I am him is dangerous, but it is admirable.
the only reason they're doing that is because their women wouldn't give them more. Or they're afraid to have kids with another woman in case their woman finds out.
A lot of guys say, like I speak to, the wife wants another kid, but they don't want it because they know they'd have to work longer hours. They know they'd have to do more work. Yeah, the wife wants another kid because she's like, fucking hell, what's going to happen in a few months? I'm going to have to go back to work. I don't want to go back to work. Hey, I'm going to pop out another kid. So a lot of the time, I think the women do want more kids and the dads don't, but it's because of the pressure. They know that that additional kid is going to mean in terms of income.
It's because they're gay.
They're not gay.
They're gay.
Bonnie, do you think Andrew Tate is guilty of the charges against him?
I don't know. What's the saying? Innocent until proven... No, yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Are you a rapist?
What do you really think? What do you think?
No, I think why would he? He gets pussy easy enough. Why go and cause drama for yourself?
Bonnie is the most based person. You know that you're probably one of the smartest women I've spoken to.
I'm quite smart. To say I'm a slut, I have a brain and I am smart, only in what I do. For example, like, if you ask me about sex work, media, or marketing, I've got an answer. You ask me about other shit, I don't know. I don't even know where. I thought we was on an island right now. We're not. But I think, why would someone like Andrew go and rape someone? He can get like unlimited pussy. Why cause a headache for yourself? Why go and pay a lawyer? Why give more money to the government? He could just join my queue. I've seen him there multiple times.
Oh wait, I was with you till then. Bonnie's based. Bonnie understands the world very well. I think that's why we kind of understand each other. She understands the world very well. Of course I haven't raped anyone. What I did was not buy girls handbags who wanted handbags, and then they did what women do, which is cry rape.
They want attention and they want money.
Of course. They want attention and money. And everyone with a brain knows they want attention and money.
Did they cry rape, or was it the system that came for you first?
Well, this is the thing. When the system starts calling every single woman and promises them money, and you've slept with a bunch of them, they only need to find 1 or 2 out of the 1,000, and then there you go. And then they can make criminal charges on you, which is what they did to me. They call 1,000 women. They find a couple who want money or fame, and they get them to make lies up about you so that the government can attack you. This is my point by and large. This is why, if anyone's confused about my opinions on anything, I want you to understand men now, we are such second-class citizens. We have no authority. We have no autonomy. We have nothing left inside of us because we have no capability to even defend ourselves against heinous allegations which are raised in retrospect of action. We're expected to pay all the taxes. We're expected to build the roads. We're expected to go to work every day. We're expected to die in a ditch if the country needs defending. We're expected to stay on the boat when the boat is sinking. We're expected to do all of these things. But it turns out the government and women can wreck us by and large. We are nothing but slaves and serfs to the matriarchy now. And because we live in this matriarchal system where men are absolutely abused, nobody gives a shit about our mental health. Nobody gives a shit about our physical health. All we talk about is breast cancer. That's not even the top 10 cancers, I believe. I think prostate cancer's 10 times the amount. Nobody gives a fuck if men die. Nobody gives a fuck if we kill ourselves. Nobody cares if we do worse in school. Nobody cares most of us go to jail. They don't care about any of it. So we are slaves. So what I do as a slave is say, well, if I'm a slave here in this system, then I don't see why I need to be responsible enough to worry about paying for this kid, for example. If you're going to treat me like a fucking bitch and the government's going to come along like Big Daddy, is going to poison my woman's mind so she doesn't listen to me, is going to rape me in a divorce court, is going to throw me in jail based on false allegations, then how about you pay for the fucking children? Fuck you. That's my view.
What do you think about?
I hear it. But it goes back down to, now I don't know what he says about this, but if I have a kid out there, I want to take care of my child. If I have a kid, I want to know my child. I want to raise my child up. I want to, have experiences with my child. He does not value that, clearly. Unless the woman, acts, accordingly to his standards. But me personally, I couldn't imagine having a child that I didn't know, that I wasn't taken care of, unless the mom just would have me in a situation where, it was hard for me to see him, as well as it was an issue every time, and it was just impossible to make this some type of way without BS happening every single time. And there would be a lot of BS because I would try. Then, okay, I get it. But, I would want to know and be with my children. You know what I'm saying? Nah. He sees children like, how an animal sees children. Repopulate. I did it. I did 100. I have 100 fucking children. Some of them aren't going to make it. Some of them are. Some of them are going to get ate by the lion down the street. Some of them are going to be, or down the pasture. Some of them going to get taken by an eagle and flown away. The ones that make it, He sees reproduction like an animal sees reproduction. Is that wrong? I don't know. Is it right? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, humans are animals, right? And we need to constantly repopulate the earth for things to go, but we also are the smartest animals. So maybe we do need to be repopulated. I feel like you should definitely have children. I used to want 5 children until I had my first child. Now I only want 2, 3. I still want like 5 children. But I just need to be in such a financial situation that it don't matter how many children I have. I can take care of every single one of them. So I think that's just multi-millionaire. So that's where I need to get before I say, okay, I'm going to have more children. And then I'll probably have to get some type of surrogate because my girl, she on the same wavelength as me. Our son is kicking our ass right now. We got 1.
Do you think like men are the lowest in society now?
I think men, if they speak out, they literally don't have a word against women nowadays. Especially with rape, there is a lot of men that get away with it, and that's terrible. But there's a lot of girls that just haven't got the right way, and the next day they cry rape. And I'm not saying that's all women. Rape does happen. Right. It happens regardless. But like blaming Andrew for that, it's just girls that want attention. Those girls come forward like, oh my God, I'm the girl that Andrew Tate raped. They'll Instagram will shoot through the roof. They'll get paid. They'll probably get some sort of clothing brand deal because it's, oh my God, it's women empowerment. Look, you spoke out against someone that's, so hated. They'll be credited even though their stories are fake. They're the ones that will get praised.
100%. Bonnie is
smart. But you blame feminism on it.
Well, I blame a society in which women have been told that they can do and have anything they want all of the time. And we live in this unrealistic subsect of events. The world we now live in is completely unrealistic on basically every level. That's
how Bonnie is living, isn't it?
Well, no, I think Bonnie is actually taking...
I'm not crying rape. I'm not saying, rape. People are taking advantage of me. I'm there saying, look, I'm a slut, I'm a whore, my holes are open. Come do it. But then when women say I'm taking them back, I'll give you the stats that I'm actually reducing rape rates.
Rob, this is important. Because Bonnie is the only person who is honest. Saying, I'm a whore, fuck me, and I'll make money from it, is far more honest than saying, oh, I love you so much, I'll be your girlfriend, oh, can you buy me this handbag? Oh, you won't buy me the handbag, rape. Or, I love you so much, let's get married, oh, I'm unhappy in this marriage, give me half your stuff. She's the most honest woman of all. This is exactly what men should be hoping for, to meet a woman this honest. Because most women... I'm
not going to hide my past, I'm not going to say, you know what, I'm really innocent.
That's real. Now, that's one thing. If every woman could be honest, straight up, this many niggas. Here's an unrealistic world, but I fuck this many niggas. Every person I fucked this many niggas, I fucked this many women, I did this, me, la la la. I only want to do this, I only want that, or I really want love, or that. If that was the reality, that would save a lot of people.
I'll say, you know what? Yeah, I fucked 1,057 men. Yes, I want to get to a body goal of 10,000. But I am honest, I'm not hiding it. My phone hasn't got a password. Like, I am just so open and transparent.
You want to get to a body count of 10,000 men?
Yeah.
Would you rather meet Bonnie, who tells you all of this, or a woman who goes, oh, really? No, I haven't really done much, when she's done everything and she's been a total fucking whore and she's lying to you, and then you marry her believing she's a good girl, and then she takes you to the divorce court and completely wrecks you? You know what? Men say, oh, my woman's not a gold digger. Go to divorce court. Don't talk about gold diggers. Go to divorce court and you will soon learn that every single female on the planet wants your money. All. I've never seen anybody go to divorce court and say, she's not after my money, funnily enough. She just wants to get a divorce. No, every single time they
The
want
women
every
take the
fucking,
house,
they
they
want to
keep
take
the kids.
everything. They're all gold diggers. So it's actually very interesting. I respect Bonnie because you know exactly what you're getting. If you show me a scorpion and I know you're a scorpion, fine. Don't put a scorpion in a fucking bunny suit. You understand?
With me, you get good technique and money.
You get it's honest. I respect the honesty of it. And people are going to sit here, and there are people who do it. They're going to sit here and go, what Bonnie Blue does is disgusting. Ain't that right, babe? Ain't that right, babe? And they'll hold Babe's hand, knowing that Babe's fucking worse. Babe's a fucking skank. They met her in a fucking pub, three Jägermeisters in. She's prepared to fuck that guy, whoever he is, who's a fucking nobody. You're watching this at home, all you guys watching this at home, and you think your wife really loves you. Do you think I couldn't take your bitch? Of course I could. She chose you because she ain't met me, bruv. That's it. So, like, you're pretending your wife's any better? It's bullshit. I love Bonnie's honesty. And she knows. I'm going to bring her to court. You're my lawyer. I'm adding you to the legal team. This bitch is lying. She wanted money. That's it. So as a man now, you talk about the different forks and spoons and stuff. Let's talk about this. If I have a woman who I take care of and she's wifey and whatever, she's wifey in a certain scenario, that's fine. But if I'm going to put 25 girls on a boat, don't I want girls who are honest, who are open, who know why they're there? They're there because I'm rich, and I have them there because they're hot, and we all know why everyone's there. I'm less likely to get trouble with those kind of women than the women who go, oh, I'm so innocent, I'm so sweet. Those are the
Andrew
rape
took
victims.
advantage of me. Andrew took me on a boat, and this, and this happened. Whereas, like, you take me on a boat, guaranteed, no, you know, your lawyers aren't getting involved. I'll say, if anything, I put it on you. That's more realistic.
What advice would you give to Bonnie now she's starting to get cancelled like you've been?
All right, guys. My goal is to get to this hour mark on this video. Unless y'all are like, this will probably be the last one. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage you to go watch it yourself if you want to see the rest. But, and unless y'all really, really, really want me to, y'all just got to let me know in the comments and spam the likes. This is the second part. Probably won't be another one. And maybe I'll finish it on stream or something. But y'all just got to let me know in the comments and while I watch it. That being said, man, like the video, sub up, comment, bitch, channel, I love you. I appreciate y'all. I'm great for y'all, man. For real. We gone. And then he let do it.